I've been asked to show how to relieve tension in the lower abdomen. So lie down and place your hand with the middle of the palm on top of your navel and the other hand on top of that hand. For women, it's the right hand first and the left hand second, and for men it's the opposite. Because for women, the right side is the yin, and for men, it's the left side. And this aspect of your body is the yin aspect. So, place the hands like this, and start feeling a certain weight, just the weight of your hands bearing down on and around the navel. It's, for many people, an unusual sensation, but also quite a nice one. So wait until you feel that you are in contact with that area, and you won't be in doubt because you'll almost feel that your hands are bearing down into the center of you. So then start making circular motions clockwise. You keep the center of your palm on top of the navel, so the whole area is basically moving with your circular motions. Very softly, very nicely. It needs to be pleasant. And you do this lifting your elbows slightly so that you don't have to use force. And make circular movements clockwise, 50 of them. And if you want to do it exactly right according to Matak Shia, whose exercise this is, he says 54 times. And then you change hands once you're done with your 50 or 54 times, and you place the opposite hand under the hand which previously was lower. And you do counterclockwise movements. Like this, also 50 or 54 times. Once you're done with this, breathe in deeply into the abdomen and hold your breath and a few times just to feel what the sensation is, what has changed. My stomach is growling. It's midday, and I'm on my half fast, so I have drunk my juice like I explained to you yesterday in the previous video, and nothing else. So, all right, fingers of one hand. If you're lefty, your left hand, and if you use your right hand for writing and everything, then your right hand. The tips of the fingers, flat of the fingers, press just above the pubic bone on the midline of the body. Then use your other hand, just like previously, to bear down. You will feel resistance here. A lot of the tension originates here. Therefore, you also relieve tension by paying attention to this section. And so you try to feel what is going on. If there's a lot of tension or resistance, what you do is you place your fingers like this, you put a little bit of weight on, and then you relax and you breathe in deeply. Hold your breath and exhale. You do this a couple of times before moving on to the side. So 3 fingers to either side of your midline. This is usually much softer, and one of the sides will be more tense than the other. Where you sink in and the area is soft, there's not much energy. So what you want is to energize. So you press down with the flats of the fingers of one hand and using your other hand to support and add a little bit of weight. And so you press down and you release. Press, release. Press, release. Press, release. Now, if the other side, this is to energize, right? A soft side, a side that's something that where you're sinking, where there's not much energy. And here, for example, there's a little bit more tension on my left side. So here, what I'll do is use the same pressure and the same technique as in the middle, on top of, just over the pubic bone, where I just place the flats of 3 fingertips here and press down a little bit more with the other hand on top of the fingertips. And here I will wait and use my breathing. So breathe in, hold, breathe out. You can use longer breaths if you want. Then I move up from the groin and along the hip bone like this, between the area of the soft tissue and the bone. And I press in the same fashion with 2 hands, one hand with the flats of the fingers and the other hand helping by putting a little bit more pressure on the fingers. And I move the fingers toward the center of the body a little bit, moving the tissue. Just a tiny little bit. It should be very pleasant. You should really feel already, just putting the fingers down, that there is relief coming your way. All right? Yeah. So you do this all the way up. Here, for example, I feel tension. So what I'll do is I'll hold. And I use my breathing. And again, exhale. And I'll do this until I feel that the tension is leaving. When you're done, pressing and energizing and relaxing the areas that are tense, and you feel that you have achieved some results, some positive results, then you do the same exercise as in the same technique as in the beginning of this exercise, and you use your circular motions in either direction just to test how different does it feel. And I'm sure you feel a difference. All right.